You said we tax what we don't care about?
We tax what we don't care about, and we subsidize what we do care about. So nobody in this country actually cares about smart people unless it somehow benefits them. So the smart guys that built Google, great. You know why everybody celebrates them and why their shareholders continue to pay them money? Because guess what? Google works for the shareholders and for me and for you and everybody else watching this video. We don't care about smart people. If we did, we would be giving $30 million endorsement deals to people at chess tournaments, and Tom Brady would be getting nothing. But that's not what we got. Even a guy who hasn't played in football for 3 to 4 years, I'm looking at you, Colin Kaepernick, still gets money from Nike. But if Colin Kaepernick had played chess for 25 years and all of a sudden threw the board over and was protesting about Black Lives Mattering in chess, you know how many people would care? 0. Because people don't care about smartness. And that relates directly to this college cheating scam. Look, rich people have always tried to game systems. Rich people have been gaming systems since time out of mind. Rich people have been gaming systems since there were systems to begin with. I mean, there was some kid in Mesopotamia that couldn't rub 2 cuneiform tablets together to make a symbol whose bureaucrat father, or well, not mother, because at that point women weren't, whatever, they weren't like, whatever in that space, but like, some dude was like greasing the skids for his kid in Mesopotamia, and this kid, God love him, he was probably a good human being, but he was dumb as a box of rocks. And so, of course, dumb as a box of rocks people are getting their mommies and their daddies to like subsidize them going to USC. It would be easier, by the way, if the mommies and daddies would just pay $1 million to the dean of USC, or the dean of Harvard, or the dean of Stanford, or the dean of Yale, although Harvard's not implicated.
Isn't USC a military school or something?
No.
USC? What's USMCC?
Well, USMCC is the United States Marine Corps.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, a different kind of school, though.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Different kinds of skills and talents. But yeah, why are we honest as a society? We don't care about intelligence. We care about what intelligence can do for us. We care about athletics, because athletics makes us feel good in the moment. That's what we care about. Okay, fine, that's what we care about. Pay attention to this. The school your kid gets into is not a check mark validation of your parenting. It ain't. Oh, my kid got into USC, your kid just got into State U. My kid got into Harvard, your kid just got into some private institution. Oh, well, it doesn't have the pedigree of Harvard. You know what? Because you want to stand around and talk at cocktail parties to other parents who are trying to outdo you in status roles. Look, as a parent, your kid's life is not a check mark on your success or failure as a parent. It's just not. And too many parents think that it is. And that's, honestly, that's the thing that's really at the core of this. And by the way, every parent, from a parent making $20,000 a year to a parent making $350 trillion a year, like Jeff Bezos, I think he made $350 million last year. Every single parent, from the one making $20,000 to the one making $350 million, they all want their kids to do better, because doing better in America is a sign that you are a good parent, except it's not. And that's the core problem. And I bet the kids either knew in this cheating scandal and participated, or the kids didn't know. And I'm willing to bet it's actually more of them didn't know than did know. Didn't know, and so now their entire life, their entire successes have now been devalued. Or maybe not. Maybe they're like, well, the only problem is you got your hand slapped. The only problem is you got caught. Like, that's the only problem. Maybe they're like that. Maybe that's their attitude. I don't know. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed by the whole thing. Because there's simple fixes to this, but it has to do with ego and status and power and influence and all the stuff we don't want to talk about at cocktail parties. All the stuff that exists inside of us that we don't talk deep down about. And there are ways that we can solve all this if we just had moral people. This is what happens when you have a decline in church and a decline in community. You have all these people running around making their own rules. Give me a break. And by the way, even when you had that, yeah, you still had people gaming the system, but at least people had the ability to be ashamed of it. I don't see people running around being ashamed now. That's my 2 cents. Hey, if you liked what you just saw, you should follow me on Instagram. You should check me out on LinkedIn. You should connect with me on Facebook. Send me an email. And of course, pick up a copy of the book on Amazon.